Hello, friends. Welcome to the channel. Of course, you know I'm Cez or Cesarina, and it's my pleasure to have all of you here. You know, today, politics feels like a snake pit. Yes, there is venom everywhere, poison. There's venom in debates, there's venom on social media, there's venom even in families and churches, in communities. People are biting at each other. Why? Because they have different points of views and affiliations and allegiances. Instead of building, we are fighting. Instead of working together to find solutions, people are fighting against each other. But what if we could imagine a different way, guys? What if we could imagine a different way in this day and age? I'd like you to think about that. So, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. And let me say, welcome to all of you for the first time. Non-venomous politics. This is the focus. I've tried to niche down for a while, and I realize that there is a need for us to share on this matter because it's a concern to our society and to the world. This channel is to cover, as I said, a little of everything: religion, music, societal problems, politics as well, right? But now we're narrowing the focus to one powerful idea, and it's very simple: how to talk without poison. How to talk politics without poison. Am I an expert in it? No. Are you an expert? No. But I think if we work together, if we create the avenue and the effort for us to at least dialogue or share thoughts on political matters in a respectful manner, I think it can open a door that will help not just our generation, but importantly, the next. That is the next generation that is going to determine how politics in the long run will be and what it will look like for our societies and for the world. So today I want to tell you what non-venomous politics means, why it matters, and how you can be a part of it as well. How you can be a part of this new journey. So first things first, let's start with the definition. What is non-venomous politics? Non-venomous politics means engaging in political discourse, political conversations, debates, and actions without malice, without hate, and without destructive intent. It doesn't avoid hard truths, okay? It doesn't avoid hard truths. It doesn't mean sugarcoating the problem that exists in our society and what we don't like. It means stripping away the venom, the insults, the manipulation, the fear mongering that goes with it, so that we can focus on actual solutions. I think that's where we sometimes miss the mark. Focusing on actual solutions and working towards them together, not alone. So think of it like this. You know how snakes use venom, right? Venom to paralyze their victim or and to destroy the victim. Well, too often our political culture seems like that, where we're just out to see how we can destroy the other person. Destroy, completely eradicate them, the other person. I don't think this is what we're called to be as a people. So poisonous poisonous politics, venomous politics is destructive. It paralyzes communities and it destroys trust. Okay? But in nature, not all snakes are poisonous, friends. We know that. In Dominica, we have snakes that are not poisonous. I don't know if we have any that are poisonous, but I know that most of our snakes, from what I've learned, they are not poisonous. Subject to correction, of course, by the pros, but from what I know. So, but it's not all snakes that are poisonous. Some people have snakes as pets at their homes and so on. I won't have a snake pet, as a pet personally, but there are people of all sorts in the world, right? Um, but snakes do fight, even if they're not venomous. They still fight. They still work to protect themselves, to survive. They still defend themselves, right? So same thing. They do it, but they do it without the poison because they are not poisonous. They do it without the poison. So that's the model that we want for politics, where we can share, we can disagree, we can have different points of views, but we do it in a fashion that is focused on solutions together and not destructive language, not destructive actions. For we can see, we don't have to even search. We know that there have been so many ways that we have seen destructive actions trying to find solutions to problems. Some people might tell you without destruction you won't get solutions, but I beg to differ. That's my view. I think as people born out of civilization in a civilized world, we ought to entertain civilized strategies in order to meet our solutions. Why is politics so toxic today? Or, that is what it brings out. And some parents shy away from it for their children because it's too toxic and it's deadly. Why does politics feel so toxic? Because venom works in the short term. Yes. Sensation. It grabs attention. It rallies the base. It gets people a certain way. It creates what you call adrenaline. And it creates a quick us versus them high, a kind of high. Us versus them, a banter. Is that healthy all the time? Probably not, based on how it's channeled. Social media algorithms as well reward outrage and sensation. We see it all the time. Small channels like mine, people don't care because there's no sensation. I try to speak sensible and truthful things rather than being on the surface of, you know, what's hot at the time. And so the algorithm rewards sensation, rewards that kind of behavior as well, outrage. So you will see a lot of those things all through social media when the bad things are happening. Talk shows reward insults. Politicians realize it's easier to attack their opponent than to solve a complex problem with the same opponent. That's the reality of the world in which we live, guys. But venom has side effects. And some of these side effects are not just temporary, they're even permanent and scary permanent. Yeah, if that's a term. So, venom kills trust. It makes enemies of neighbors and husbands and wives and children and families. It breaks up religions. Yes, it convinces people that politics is hopeless. It gives politics a bad rap. And if young people check out, or if leaders stop listening to the views of the people, democracy itself starts to rot. People start to fail. Democracy starts dropping down to zero. And we know when that we lose that, we're in trouble. Big, big trouble. Why does it matter for us to have non-venomous politics? So here's the truth. Non-venomous politics is not weak politics. It is not weak politics. As a matter of fact, on the adverse, it is strong politics. It is stronger politics. It is the strongest politics that we ourselves can engage in and that we can employ. Why? Because it asks for more of us, deeper thinking, better reactions is demanded of us, and more thought of actions is reminded of us. It takes more courage, my friends, to debate someone respectfully than to insult them. Think about it. It's easy to tell somebody, boy, yo, and give them a cool, you know how we say it back home. But it's easy to do that. It's harder to stop and listen, knowing that we disagree, right? Think about it. So it takes more strategy to persuade people than to scare them. And it takes more leadership to unite a community than to divide it. Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to divide people. But it takes a lot of work to pull people together, to call for unity, and to maintain that unity as a community, as a nation, as a people. So the strongest politics is the non-venomous one. This channel is about practicing that courage, trying to exercise the muscle of courage, the strategy, that leadership, so that young people, elders, leaders, people with political interests, and ordinary voters all have tools to discuss real issues without tearing each other apart. This is my hope. More I look at the world, what we see around us, there is need for us to have greater dialogue, friends. I know that everybody may not like my ideas, and that's fine. But I think if we can share and listen to each other a little more and give each other a voice and an ear, we just might get somewhere. That might be better, especially for the young who are coming after us. So, what you'll get out of this channel going forward, this channel that is dubbed the Non-Venomous Politics channel. What does it look like? We'll break down what is toxic political culture, what it is, how it shows up in our society, and even in our Caribbean, even the US, in the world. We see it all around us. Don't have to look far. Tools for healthy political conversations will be explored. How to debate without hating each other. Yeah, spot. I know now, mark you, some people are already on the verge of they hate already. So how do we come back and see the humanity of the other person that we don't quite like, that we disown, that we don't like, that we dislike? How do we come back and accept them as fellow humans to express a certain level of respect? We will spotlight stories where communities resisted division and actually solved the problems together. And hopefully we can develop practical guides, right? Especially around elections, activism, and youth involvement, among other things. This is what this channel is about, my friends. This channel is about creating a safe space, a healthy environment where we can have dialogue on matters that affect us every day in a political realm. I'm not talking about partisan politics. I'm talking about politics as a science, as something that impacts our society every day. All right. But obviously, partisan politics will always show its face because people tend to be aligned to their parties and so on. And that is understandable. But the idea is not to go and dissect and destroy parties. The idea is for us to look at issues together, find solutions, and to dialogue together without tearing each other apart and encouraging that among our populace, our society. So why should you care? You, yeah. You're here, you're watching this video, you're thinking, what's she talking about? Oh, I'm not interested in politics. Oh, yes, I'm interested in politics. Whichever way. Why should you care? You should care because you live in society. And the actions of some will affect the lives of all. We can see it, not sure? Very often we see it. The actions of some could affect the lives of all. So if you're young, this matters to you as a young man, a young woman, because the toxic mess that we call politics today is shaping the world that you will inherit if we don't fix it. Politics is not supposed to be a toxic mess, but this is what we have been seeing over time. And often, you, young people, you are being ridden on. It's on your back that a lot of politicians ride in order for them to make waves that are not always the best. So be wise, be alert. This channel is for you because you too also have, very importantly, a lot to say, a lot to learn, a lot to give. And your young vote and your young ideas are so important. So that's for you. So I was saying to the young people, sorry, even the jobs, healthcare, education, none of these can be solved if politics stays poisonous. All right. And you young people are impacted by these things as well. If you're a leader in society, community, be it on the village council level, be it on the national level, be it in wherever it is, your leadership in church, in school, wherever you are a leader as an individual, this matters to you because the politics and the public, is tired of the theatrics that they get all the time. That's the reality. People want solutions. People want solutions to problems, not slogans. It's easy to create a slogan, But what they want is solutions, right? We as a people, solutions we want. Leading without venom isn't just moral, it is effective. It is effective. And we have seen where we have been losing our moral compass as society. Yeah, we have kind of thrown it away, become morally bankrupt in many, many settings in our societies. We can see some of them. People laugh at some of it because to them it's funny because they are not yet affected by what is being said in that medium or in that media. But in truth and in fact, we know that a lot of people have lost their moral compass as a result of politics. They've sold it to politics, given it to politics, and not recognize that there is more to us, friends. There is more to us. For all of us as citizens, young, not too young, elders, leaders, the ordinary man, woman on the street, everybody in society, every citizen should be concerned. So this matters to all of us because democracy only works, right? When we trust the process of politics. Yes, even when we disagree with the outcome. Even when we disagree with the outcome, that we trust the process because the process may not always work to our advantage. I think everybody knows that. You go to a show, it's a process. You're in a competition, it's a process. You're being judged by the people who are judging your performance, be it a calypso show, a queen show, whatever it is, a debate, it's a process. Somebody is going to emerge top or higher than the other. And sometimes the person who does not emerge as top starts doubting and questioning whether it was a good process, whether they were badly treated, whether there was this and that. The fact remains, even when we disagree with the outcome, we must learn as a people to trust the process. This avenue is to help us, hopefully, to work towards that, creating a process that we can all trust together and live by together. Here's my challenge to you, to me, to us. Join me, my friends. I'm inviting you to join me in building a community where politics doesn't have to be toxic. That's what I'm asking for. Where disagreement isn't a death. It's not a death match, but where instead ideas can matter more than insults. Help me to build that kind of community where our ideas are stronger and they are more important than insults. So that's what I mean by non-venomous politics. What it is about. That's what it is about. So if you're ready for this, if you're interested, hit subscribe, drop me a comment with one or more ideas on how we together can make politics less toxic where we live, in the world, where you are, where you're based. All right? And share with me some ideas as someone who is tired of political venom. And share this with someone who you think and who you know is already tired of political venom or venomous politics. And they want a fresh environment. We can do this together. If you're interested, as I said, subscribe to the channel, get on board, send me your suggestions, give me a comment below on what you think we can explore together, how we can do this together. Is there hope? Do you think there is hope? What do you think? Tell me. I would love to know. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement, my friends. I am determined to see us a more dialoguing people, a people more connected. So it's a movement, and together we can make politics human again. Human, meaning caring, meaning respectful, meaning giving mutual value to the person next to us, even if we do not quite agree with who he or she is or what he or she is aligned to, what he or she believes, where his or her allegiance is. The important thing is that we can work together to find solutions and to create a non-venomous political environment. See you around. Thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you as I work towards getting us the videos to come that will spur on the discussion. Looking forward to your participation. God bless you. Thank you. Let's stay non venomous as much as possible.